Ask the right questions and you will get valuable information. But what questions do you ask to help customers give you the answers that you need and to give you the information that you need to help them get exactly what they want, which is a new car, and to help you get what you want, which is a sale? I'll tell you and I'll teach you what questions to ask and how to ask them right now on The Best Show in Auto, live with Lopes. Questions you must ask every customer to sell more cars. Hit that share button and tell everybody, tell them all that Lopes is live.
Now for the hundreds watching live and the millions around the world that wish they could be here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for Live with Lopes.
What up, guys? It's Gary Vee, and it's time to get more Frank. Frank, where are you?
Hey, my friends, let me tell you about these things right here. Closing drills, cards, word tracks for closers. There is now no excuse. Okay, seriously, there is no excuse. There is nothing that you could possibly come up with that could keep you, salespeople, that could keep each and every one of you from training yourself each and every single day. Super simple, man. You don't even have to use your phone. You don't have to go to YouTube. You don't have to watch videos. You don't have to do anything like that. All you got to do is pull out this deck of cards. I said deck. This deck of cards right here. Closing drills, word tracks for closers. Inside this box are 108 different scenarios of when the customer says this and you don't know what to say. No problem, man. The card tells you exactly what to say to the customer. 108 different scenarios, the most popular ones and the ones that, to be quite honest, that stump you the most. Ones like when the customer says the price is too high, or if they say, hey, I don't think I can afford it. You don't know what to say? No problem. It's right here on the back of the card, right? I want more money for my trade. Don't know what to say? There it is right on the back. Hey, the payment's too high. And I need to talk to my spouse. You see, a lot of these things you won't ask. You won't have to, the customers won't say to you if you say to them, besides the numbers, is there any reason why we wouldn't do business today? But some of these things still come up, right? I need to talk to my spouse. I need to think about it. I got more for my trade-in from CarMax. Hey, what's your best rate? You know what? We really need to shop around. I want to wait till the prices come down. And the dreaded, the worst of all, the one that we all hate, I'm just looking. Never get stumped by I'm just looking again. There are 6 different I'm just looking scenarios in this deck of cards right here. Whatever it is that you need to say is right on the back, along with a little thing on why the customer says this in the first place and why this is so effective. Order them today. The brand new price, $49. Friends, dealers are using these all over the country. Salespeople are using these at dealerships all over the country. Managers, this is the perfect tool for your sales meetings to do role play, to actually just find content on what to talk about during your sales meetings, right? For your in-house training. It's all right here. $49. Get them right now. CarSalesSuccess.com/store. Order them today. You will have them for your Saturday sales meeting. That fast. They're only $49 and you need them. Order them today, my friends. CarSalesSuccess.com/store. Don't wait. There's no excuse.
Hi, everybody. Mike Porro here, and I'm ready for more Frank.
So let's get to it, man. Let's get into the show. So important, the questions that we ask our customers. Sometimes we take it for granted. Sometimes we don't even calculate these questions. We don't even think about what they should be. We just kind of just blurt something out to them. And a lot of times, man, you ask a bad question, you just don't get the answer that you need to be able to help that person. So that's why in tonight's show, 3 questions that you absolutely have to ask each and every single customer to help them buy a car and also to help you sell more cars. Let's kick it off. Time to get started, right? With number 1. And number 1 is the ultimate fact finder. What are you driving now? The ultimate fact finder. What are you driving now? My friends, the perfect needs analysis, the perfect needs assessment, whatever you want to call it, to be honest, it doesn't matter. The perfect way to find out exactly what it is that your customer wants and what it is that your customer needs and what is an absolute must to every single person that you help is by asking them the question, what are you driving now? Because the answers to what it is that they want, what it is that they need, and what is an absolute must to them, the answers are all in the car that they are driving right now. But so many salespeople, they want to avoid that. The only time that they want to ask what the customer is driving now is when it comes to figuring out or finding out if the customer is going to be trading in the vehicle or not. Besides that, they don't give a half. They don't give a half of a rat's ass of what the customer's driving now. But you see, this is what I'm talking about. You got to ask the right question to be able to get the valuable information. And by asking the question, what are you driving now? That opens up all the doors. And it doesn't open them up, man. It gets up to them and I would kick right now if you could see it, right? But I'll probably hit a wire and camera. But it would kick that door wide open. Because, friends, think about it. The human mind performs 3 functions over and over again, right? It describes, it measures, and it compares. It runs those 3 things over and over again. Describe, measure, and compare. There is obviously something or some things about the car that your customer is driving right now that are not meeting their needs, is not meeting their wants, right? And does not meet their musts. Maybe their life changed. And when they bought the vehicle that they're driving right now, maybe they didn't have any children and now they've got 2. Maybe they had no pets and now they've got 9 lizards or something. Who knows? People are weird. They buy weird shit, right? But point being, it's all in that car. So if you start talking about the vehicle that they're driving right now, hey, so I see you pulled up in that RAV4. That's what you're driving now? Yeah. Well, tell me, man, where did it let you down? Well, what do you mean? Well, where did it let you down? If you love that car, you obviously wouldn't be here looking for a new one, right? So where did it let you down? Well, it really doesn't have enough power. It doesn't have enough room. When we bought it, we had no children. Now we've got 3, and there's not enough room when we go to Costco for our shopping, and we buy our 5 pounds of mayonnaise and our 11 loaves of bread. And because you go to Costco and you buy 5 pounds of mayonnaise, like you're not going to use 5 pounds of mayonnaise like in a year. What are you doing buying a big old thing of mayonnaise like that? Come on now, right? Come on. But the answers to what it is that the customer needs, what they want, and what is an absolute must is in the vehicle that they are driving right now. All you've got to do is ask them the question, what are you driving now? And that will open up all the other doors to get all of the information that you need to make sure that you land the customer on a vehicle that meets their wants, that most importantly, that meets their needs, and ultimate importance, that meets their musts. If you don't meet the musts, you got no deal. Maybe they'll take a different color. Maybe they'll take a different trim level. But if they need 7 passenger seating and you're showing them something with 5, you're going to get an I think about it, which is going to turn into a, or you're going to get a, I'm not really too sure. We got to ask somebody, got to go home and pray about it. Got to go home and ask my neighbor. Got to ask my dog. You're going to get some kind of bullcrap excuse for them to get out of there. Number one, the ultimate fact finder, the question that you must ask, first question you must ask every customer, what are you driving? What are you driving right now? My friends, we are just getting started. My friends, questions you must ask every customer to sell more cars. Question number 2 is the ultimate opener. Have you ever bought or serviced here before? Have you ever bought or serviced a vehicle here before? Friends, you need something to be able to start to talk about why that customer picked the right place to come and shop for a vehicle. And the perfect way to do that is not to stand up there and say, well, you come to the right place because the blah, 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 blah. That's going to get you absolutely nowhere, and you know it, right? That's going to get you tuned out and turned off super, super quick. But within the first moment of being with that customer, if you ask them, hey, have you ever bought or serviced a vehicle here before? And if they say yes, then you can immediately go to, well, man, that's fantastic. You already know about how fantastic our service department is. You've already seen our drive-through over here for the service. You've already seen our beautiful waiting room. You already know that we have the best selection of vehicles anywhere in blah, blah, blah land, right? Anywhere in Friendlyville. Man, you already know about our Friendly Motors Buyer's Advantage plan, where you get oil changes for life. You get a lifetime powertrain warranty. You get a loaner car each and every single time you come in for service. Or if you ask them the question, have you ever bought a serviced or vehicle here before? And they go, no. Oh, well, let me tell you all about Friendly Motors here. Whenever you buy a vehicle here, you get the Friendly Motors Advantage plan. That's going to give you free oil changes for life. That's going to give you a lifetime powertrain warranty. That's going to give you a loaner car every single time you come in for service. That's going to give you a car wash every single time you come in for service. Let me show you around. Really, since you've never been here before, let me show you around a little bit. And that's how you can start to get into that whole, why you want to buy a car here, why you want to buy a car from us, why our dealership is the absolute best. And if you don't have, seriously, if you don't have these things put together, if you don't have these things written out in a script or in bullet points so that you can go over them with a customer, my friends, what are you doing? Managers, dealers, what are you doing? You need to have all of these things literally handed to your salespeople so that they can talk about them. And salespeople, if you've got one of those managers that's just kind of come up with this yourself, okay? Come up with why it is that people should buy a car from you. How many hundreds of people you've helped purchase a vehicle. How many families you've helped them purchase a vehicle. How your dealership sponsors the Little League team and the softball team and the Pop Warner football and the cheerleaders and the ASPCA and the food kitchen and the this, that, and the third. Friends, you've got to have a way to be able to, number one, sell the dealership. Number two, reinforce that customer made the right decision in giving your dealership and you the opportunity to actually help them purchase a vehicle. You've got to find a way to bring that into the conversation. The sooner you bring it into the conversation, the so much better, vastly better it is for you, and tremendously better it is for your customer to lower their anxiety level, okay? To lower their skepticism, to lower their lack of trust, and to increase their confidence. If they know they're in the right place, and if they know that they're with the right person, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be so much more highly probable to actually purchase a vehicle. But what do you have to do? You've got to start the conversation. You've got to give that segue to be able to talk about all of those why buy items. And you do it by asking the ultimate opener. Hey, have you ever bought or serviced a vehicle here at Friendly Motors? Well, no? Oh, wow. Well, let me tell you all about what goes on over here. Let me tell you about the fact that every time you purchase a vehicle here, you get the Friendly Motors Advantage, which includes the blah. Let me show you our service department. Whenever you come in for service, you're going to drive right in through here and drive right inside. No rain, no snow, no cold, no wind, no nothing like that. One of our service advisors, you see them all over there, all those friendly, handsome, smiling people, they're all going to come out to you. One of them is going to come out to you and going to find out exactly what's wrong with your vehicle, what you need, what you want, all that type of stuff. Come on over here. This is where the snacks are. This is where the waiting. You're going to be able to give them that tour, and it's going to be easy. It's going to be so smooth. But you got to ask the right question. You got to ask the ultimate opener, which is, have you ever bought or serviced a vehicle here before? Friends, we're still going, man. We are still going. That's just 2. We still got more to come on this brand new episode of The Best Show in Auto. Questions you must ask every customer to sell more cars. Let's get right back into it, right up to number 3. I love this question. Number 3 is probably the most powerful one of all. It's called the ultimate qualifier. And the question is, besides the numbers, is there any reason we would not do business today? Besides the numbers, is there any reason we would not do business today? My friends, now listen. Some people will say that the ultimate, what I call the ultimate qualifier, besides the numbers, is there any reason that we would not do business today? Some people would say that this is pressure. Some people would say that, man, you're asking for a commitment from the customer. You're putting that customer into a spot like a yes or a yes. Well, I don't really, my wife's not here or this or that, or I already got to think about it. Or no, man, if the numbers are good, like the car's good, I'm ready to roll. Friends, you have got to, for yourself and for your customers, you have got to eliminate, maybe not eliminate, you have got to drastically reduce the amount of, I got to think about it. I got to talk to my wife about it. My wife has to see it. My husband has to see it. My partner's got to see it. I got to talk to my neighbor. I got to talk to my nephew. He knows a lot about cars. I got to pray about it. I got to ask my cat. I got to ask my dog. You got to get these stalling roadblocks out of the way. Literally, you got to get these stalls the hell out of your way. There is no other way to do it besides the ultimate qualifier. In all of my years in selling cars myself, in working with dealers, in consulting, in training, there is no better qualifier than to ask the customer flat out, just ask them straight, hey, besides the numbers, because numbers just may not work out, right? The customer may not be able to afford the car. But there's a side note on that. I'll give you that in a second. Besides the numbers, is there any reason we would not do business today? You've got to get that out. Because if we need somebody else to approve the deal, if the car is for someone else and the person's not there, if the trade's not there, if the customer's just flat out 100% is not ready to do something today, guess what? You have to know so that you don't wait. And this is going to sound really harsh, but so that you don't waste the customer's time and so that you also don't waste your own time getting all the way to the point of where you're asking for the business and that customer was not ready to give you the business no matter what. Maybe they need somebody else to look at the car, like I said before. Maybe they got 3 other cars to look at. Maybe they're at your Toyota dealership looking at your RAV4, but they still want to look at a CRV. They still want to look at a Forester. They still want to look at an Equinox. They still want to look at an Escape. They want to look at all these different vehicles still. You need to know that, because when you know that, you know what to do next to make sure that you don't get yourself to the point of where you're asking that customer, okay, are we ready to go? And they're like, well, no, I got 3 more cars to look at. And then all of a sudden that customer gets pressured. So much better saying to the customer, hey, besides the numbers, is there any other reason that we wouldn't do business today? That's not pressure. That's asking the customer in a very nice way, hey, are we ready to go here? Like, is this a I will buy car now moment as long as the numbers are okay? Or is this a, hey, I'm just kind of still looking around and I'm not really sure. And, I got to look at you got to find that out. Now, remember I said, besides the numbers, I'm not giving the customer an out over here. I'm not giving them an excuse. I'm not giving them a way to like run away or something like that. Because when you go all the way back to question number 1, right, to the first one, that the very, very first question that I gave you, what are you driving now? Along with what are you driving now, finding out that customer's wants, needs, musts, all that type of stuff, in the conversation there, you're also going to extract what the customer's paying now, what price range they're looking in, how much money they have to put down. All of that stuff is going to come out in the conversation. So you're already going to know, right? Pretty close. You're already going to know if you've landed the customer on the right car financially as well. That's why you can say with confidence, besides the numbers, is there any other reason we would not do business today? Because you're going to have them on the right car financially already. If there's any excuses, any roadblocks, any objections, whatever you want to call them, if there's any of those, let's get them on the table as fast as possible. Let's get them on the table as quickly as possible. You ask the ultimate qualifier after the test drive. You do the perfect needs analysis, the perfect needs assessment, whatever you want to call it, by saying to the customer, what are you driving now? You do the perfect why buy and the whole buildup of the customer being at the right place, the value prop, all that stuff. You do all of that by saying, hey, have you ever purchased or leased a vehicle here, purchased or serviced a vehicle here before? Then you get to go into all that. You land them on the car, go through everything, do the Superfly, go for the test drive, and then bang, you know if the car is right or not. You can tell, you know if they like it or not. Then it's time for the ultimate qualifier. Hey, besides the numbers, is there any other reason we would not do business today? Bang, and get it out. So that later on, so that a little bit later on, after you put numbers down and the customer's like, well, I got to think about it, then you can say, well, wait a minute, I'm a little lost here. I asked you specifically before, hey, besides the numbers, is there any reason we wouldn't do business today? You said, no, the numbers are in line. Everything's good. What's the matter? What's going on? Bang. And you can get exactly what it is that the real roadblock is. Handle it and then get over it, get around it, build that detour and get the customer exactly what they want. The car. Think about it, friends. Think about it. Saying to the customer, besides the numbers, is there any reason we wouldn't do business today? That's not pressure. That's clarity. Okay? That's not pressure. That's direction. That's perfectly aligned direction. Hey, are we on the same page here or not? Is there something that you need to tell me about your intentions that you haven't disclosed yet, that you haven't said yet? Are you looking at 9 other cars? Do you need 13 people, the Pope and a bishop, to show up here and bless this deal? Let's go. Let's find out what it is that we need. Man, this ain't pressure. This is clarity. Hey, after the test drive, hey, besides the numbers, is there any reason we wouldn't do business today? Well, no, man. I like the car. The car's great. It's exactly what I wanted. Let's go over the numbers. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Now I know that customer's ready. I'm ready. Okay. And it is time to help that person get exactly what they want, which is what? A brand new car. That's what they're looking for. That's what they came into the dealership for. Man, let's go, right? Let's go. The final word is coming up, my friends, on this brand new episode of The Best Show in Auto. Okay, the final word, my friends, the final word is if you ask the right questions, you are going to get very, very valuable information. And a lot of times, we just don't know what questions to ask. But the final word tonight is really just follow the process, man. Follow the process. Ask the questions that you need to ask at the right time, and you will get the right information. When's the right time? Follow the process. It's that simple, right? There's a lot of talk right now about, well, you got to let the customer have their own process. You got to let the customer lead the way. And look, I agree 1,000%, man. You're not going to get an argument with me out of that. Maybe some of the old timers and some of them old fools will argue that point to you and say, no, you got to start them off with the this and put them to the that. Yeah, man. Okay. All right. Yeah, sure. Go back to your pudding over there. Okay. Go back to your pudding and your Price is Right, and just leave the professionals to do what they got to do. But you need to have a process. You need to have the questions that you got to work into each and every single conversation. Even if the customer comes in 100% knowing or seeming to know what they want, what color, what trim, how they want it, you still got to ask them questions. You still got to ask them things like, have you ever bought a car here before? So that you can make sure, even if they have bought a car there before, that you can reinforce that they're buying it from the same place. Don't take for granted, just because of the fact that they bought their last 2 Subarus from your dealership, that they're going to buy their 3rd one from you. No. Don't do that, man. Make sure that you reinforce exactly why it is that they bought the last 2 from you, and why buying the 3rd one from your dealership is the right thing to do, right? Ask them, hey, what are you driving right now? Just to make sure, because, man, look, the rule of thumb is that 86% of customers switch and they buy something different from the vehicle they originally came in to see, okay? So even if the customer says to you, yeah, I'm looking for a black RAV4 Limited with the blah, man, ask them, hey, what are you driving right now? What did you like about that vehicle? Where did it let you down? You know, what are you looking for in the new RAV4 that you don't have in your current RAV4? Well, I'm looking for blah, blah. Hey, the Limited doesn't have that. You need to go to a touring. You need to do this. You need to go to a different trim level. You need to go to a RAV4 doesn't have 7 seats. It's only got 5. Let's look at a Highlander. Ask the questions, right? Don't just assume that the customer knows everything and the customer is going to be on the right vehicle right out of the gate, man. Always ask, reaffirm it, man. Even help that customer make sure that they know that they picked the right vehicle. And after that test drive, you got to ask the qualifier, man, the ultimate qualifier. Hey, besides the numbers, is there any other reason that we wouldn't do business today? Because if there's gonna be, and I got to think about it, I don't have my trade, I got to let my dog sniff the back seat, whatever it is, you need to get that out as soon as possible so that you can deal with it as soon as possible, so you don't waste the customer's time, so that you don't waste your time. All of these things are so dramatically important, but you can't get the right information if you don't ask the right questions. You're not going to remember to ask the right questions if you don't follow the process. Friends, selling cars is not fancy. It's not complicated. It's not easy either, okay? But it's us that mess it up. It's us. We're the ones, we get in our own heads. We try to sidestep. We try to think that we're smarter than everybody that's come before us. We try to think that we're smarter than our managers, smarter than the people that are teaching us, man. Trust in the process. Trust in the people that are teaching you. You'll have your time to do it on your own. Trust me, man. I was in that spot years ago. Now I'm in this spot, and it's great. You'll be here too. Don't rush. You got plenty of time. Listen to your manager. Listen to your teachers. Follow the process. Ask the good questions. You'll get the good information. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I certainly so appreciate each and every one of you being here. Watch the relives all week long, 9 p.m. And we'll see you right back here next week at 9 p.m. next Monday for a brand new episode of The Best Show in Auto, live with Lopes. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Cars.com, Car Now, and the Closing Drills cards. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. See you later.